Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Stewart Huggins, and I'm the student minister here at the Wesley Center in Chattanooga, and I jump over here on Fridays and send you guys off on an awesome, healthy weekend. And today is Friday, July 30th, and our DBRs for today are Psalm 51, 1 through 12, Exodus 32, 19 through 26, and 1 Corinthians 11, 17 through 22, and that's going to be our focus for the day. So let's jump into it. But in the following instructions I cannot praise you, for it sounds as if more harm than good is done when you meet together. First, I hear that there are divisions among you when you meet as a church, and to some extent I believe it. But of course there must be divisions among you so that you who have God's approval will be recognized. When you meet together, you're not really interested in the Lord's Supper. For some of you hurry to eat your own meals without sharing with others. As a result, some go hungry while others get drunk. Wait, what? Don't you have your own homes for eating and drinking? Do you really want to disgrace God's church and shame the poor? What am I supposed to say? Do you want me to praise you? Well, I certainly will not praise you for this. So this is kind of an order that was given at the Last Supper, written about and Paul wrote about it in his letters to the church in Corinth. And I think this kind of is sometimes churches can really affect people in negative ways, in ways that are not by no means a church should do. We've heard the saying of Jesus doesn't hurt people, church does. Well, that's unfortunately a very real thing that I've experienced myself even. And in verse 17, it flat out says, "For it sounds as if more harm than good is done when you meet together." So I immediately just think of people going out in a church parking lot and gossiping about a person at the church who they don't agree with or anything like that. And then in verse 20, when you meet together, you are not really interested in the Lord's Supper. When we meet together in church, there might even be some people who just are not there for that reason, who are not there for worship or communion or anything like that. Verse 21, for some of you hurry to eat your own meals without sharing with others. As a result, some go hungry while others get drunk. Sometimes people in the church can be selfish. Sometimes they can be greedy and hog all the things that they have while others around them can suffer. And Paul kind of is just ripping into some people right now. He's kind of just laying into them and basically saying, look, I'm not going to praise you for this. You guys are acting like idiots. And to this day, to a modern church who sometimes has to deal with these problems and deal with it more than we probably should. And I certainly hope that none of our viewers right now are like, well, I imagine anyway, some of our viewers are like, well, I do gossip at church, or I do this, or I do struggle with the act of worship while at church or something like that. This is pretty much a wake-up call to that. This is basically a letter that Paul wrote to basically be like, hey, listen up. This is what you're doing. This is what you need to do. Stop it now. Get back to what you were doing. And what we are asked to do is help others, love others, and grow the kingdom. That's our bottom line as a church. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next Friday. Peace.